Speaking of greatest hits tonight, Eagleville traveled just the short distance, I guess, over to Forest, and the Eagles got a big win tonight in region play, a big bounce back win too for the Eagleville Eagles, and Coach Floyd Walker. I'm really having trouble. Coach Floyd Walker joins us on the Friday Night Thunder Scoreboard Show. Coach Walker, I appreciate you spending time with us, sir.
Oh, thank y'all for having me on. I appreciate it.
Big win tonight. You guys really took it on the chin last week, and you had to feel. You get to see the film of Forrest beating up on Fayetteville. You had to have a good week of practice to prepare for this game, and obviously you did.
We really did, and the big thing is, what we tried to do with our kids this week was we didn't try to worry as much about Forrest as we did just try to get back to taking care of us and doing what we're supposed to do on offense, defense, especially, and the kicking game. And I thought our defensive kids tonight, and I think we figured out we played a total of 14 kids defensively all night long. So they played a bunch of snaps, and I can't tell you just how happy I am about those kids and their performance tonight.
When you win even when you lose a 1-point game, it always comes down to small, little, tiny things like an extra point.
Oh yeah.
But every little block, every little shedding of a block, they all come up big, and those small things provided the winning edge for you tonight, didn't they?
It really did. I mean, the kicking game, early in the season, the kicking game is a big part of whether or not people can win or people can lose. And we've got two guys that try to do a good job of coming to block kicks. They take a lot of pride in it, and so it's kind of a little competition between those two. So just to see them perform and block an extra point for us was kind of huge. So.
Kind of huge.
Yeah, just kind of.
It's one of those wins. You'll take them. You love them to death, but it really doesn't give you any time to rest easy until you get back on the bus. And there had to be a lot of grins on your coaching staff when you get back on that bus.
Well, all the coaches are just happy for the kids. Everybody knows we went to Cornersville last weekend. And, they handed it to us. Our superintendent of schools put out a great tweet. He said, sometimes you eat the bear, and sometimes the bear eats you, and the bear was hungry last week, But to bounce back after the type of loss that we had last week and come away with the win, even though we had to claw and scratch, just says a lot about these kids and their character.
Well, Coach, I'm tickled to death that you got the opportunity to put yourself in a position to get the win, and that your kids did that. Talk about some of those kids who were instrumental in getting you the win tonight.
You got to go to the side first. You got to go to the defensive side of the ball. Bryce Lane, I think he had 11 or 12 tackles. Maury Stoudemire, he had 6 or 7 tackles, had a fumble recovery, had a sack. Trevor Griffin had 6 or 7 tackles, had a fumble recovery, had an interception. So it was different kids making different type of plays. And when you have a lot of kids making plays, it kind of helps your defense. And that's the biggest thing that I'm proud of. But, we got Ethan Cobb, who's our quarterback, who's a super, super player. And he carried us offensively. We ran him more tonight than we probably ever ran him since he's been playing for us. And he put the offense on his back, and he delivered. But, that's what you expect of good play.
Coach, I know it doesn't get any easier for you. You can't celebrate this one for 3 or 4 days. You got to go right back into region play and take on a very tough Lewis County team next week. Fortunately, it's at home, I think, right?
Yeah, it's at home. We went to Lewis County for 2 years in a row, so fortunately enough, we do get to come back home and take on a very, very well-coached Lewis County team. Coach Sharp's been in it for a long time, and he does a lot of things offensively, and we're gonna have our hands full. It's kind of like a gauntlet for us, these last 3 weeks. But we'll take this film. We'll let the kids enjoy it and watch it, and we'll get back to Lewis County on Monday.
All righty, Coach. Have a good weekend. Get an opportunity to relax a little bit. You get at least one day off of school.
I don't get any days off.
Well, you don't have to. You don't have to go to. You don't have to teach a day. You don't have to do lesson plans for one day. How about that?
Well, if you say so, I'm going to take it. All right.
All right. Yeah, you just tell whoever you need to. Maybe the future mayor of Eagleville. Maybe you can get old Chad.
Yeah, I know.
The future mayor of Eagleville will give you the day off on Monday. How about not for football?
The honorable Coach Lehman, yeah, he might do it.
He might do it. Buddy, take care. Have a great weekend, and we appreciate your time spent with us here on Friday Night Thunder. Okay.
I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much.
Thank you. Stephen Graves, who's at Coffee County, coach with that bunch up at Eagleville, he talked about what a great bunch of guys that was, that great coaching staff, how that they've worked together so much and they do such a great job up there.